everything that Donald Trump is doing right now, I feel like it's a distraction while the real supervillain, the real person behind Donald Trump, is doing other things nefarious, as in Elon Musk. I really think that Trump and his team that's putting up all of these executive orders know that a lot of this stuff is going to get struck down. But while we are focused on this, while lawyers are, taking all of this stuff to court, Elon Musk is stealing everybody's information. Anyways, let's talk about this. And then, yes, we do have to talk about what Elon Musk got going on. Federal judge blocks Trump's executive order to end birthright citizenship. That's in the Constitution. Most people with some sense knew that that should have been blocked, unless we're just willing to scrap the whole Constitution for Donald Trump. A second federal judge on Wednesday blocked Trump's executive order that seeks to end birthright citizenship, saying it's likely unconstitutional and runs counter to our nation's 250-year history of citizenship by birth. The nationwide preliminary injunction from U.S. District Judge Deborah Boardman is a significant ruling against Trump's Day One order, which was swiftly met with legal challenges and put on hold days later by a separate judge. The order conflicts with the plain language of the 14th Amendment, contradicts 125 years old binding Supreme Court precedent, and runs counter to our nation's 250-year history of citizenship birth, Boardman said during a hearing on Wednesday. No court in the country has ever endorsed the president's interpretation, she said. This court will not be the first. The case at hand was brought in Maryland by 5 pregnant women whose babies could be impacted by Trump's order and 2 immigrant rights groups. Boardman, appointed by former President Joe Biden, said the injunction needed to apply nationwide in order to give the group's vast membership complete relief. The government will not be harmed by a preliminary injunction that prevents it from enforcing an executive order likely to be found unconstitutional. The injunction, which Boardman said would last while the lawsuit against the order proceeds, is likely to be appealed by the administration to a Richmond-based federal appeals court, setting it on a path that could eventually land the case before the Supreme Court. Several other challenges to the order are underway across the country, with judges in other states set to consider similar injunctions later this week. Legal experts have said that it's likely that the matter will eventually reach the High Court for review. As Boardman read her ruling from the bench during Wednesday's hearing, she said that citizenship is a most precious right expressly guaranteed by the 14th Amendment to the Constitution, and emphasized the irreparable injury Trump's order would cause if it was allowed to take effect in coming weeks. Children subjected to the order will be denied the rights and benefit to U.S. citizens, and their parents will face instability and uncertainty about the citizenship status of their unborn babies, she said. An attorney for the other order's challengers told the judge that the president's executive order declares that everyone's been getting it wrong and urged her to block it. Just throw out the Constitution, ma'am. For well over a century, the 14th Amendment has been understood to guarantee citizenship to all persons born in the United States, Joseph Mead said, noting that there have long been few exceptions to that understanding. The parents covered by the order have lived in the United States for decades, Mead told the judge. They're not temporary visitors. They have made America their home, and they're entitled to have their children subject to the same constitutional right that every other child in America has. Eric Hamilton, a lawyer representing the Trump administration, argued that the framers of the 14th Amendment did not intend to create a loophole to be exploited by temporary visitors or undocumented immigrants. He said that blocking the order would be premature since federal agencies have been unable to begin crafting specific policies around it after it was put on hold shortly after Trump signed it. But the judge was unpersuaded, saying that the order was enough for her to assess the lawfulness of Trump's efforts. Why do we need more than what is in the executive order to understand the policy? She asked at one point. Boardman's ruling was quickly celebrated by the Asylum Seeker Advocacy Project of the groups that sued over the order. Today, the court made the right decision to temporarily block the Birthright Citizenship executive order, said Swapna Reddy, ASAP's co-executive director. The executive order has created chaos for so many families, including ASAP members who are scared their children will not be able to live a life free of fear in the only country they will have ever known. Signed by Trump on January 20th, the order titled Protecting the Meaning and Value of American Citizenship said the federal government will not issue documents recognizing United States citizenship to any children born on American soil to parents who were in the country unlawfully or were in the states lawfully but temporarily. The order said it would apply only to persons who are born within the United States after 30 days from the date of this order. So it's been blocked. A lot of the executive orders that were signed, I'm totally sure, are being challenged in court. So we will see what will come of all of that. But like I said, I think that a lot of this is simply a distraction to keep these people busy while Elon Musk is doing all of the nefarious things that he's doing over there, even though he's doing it directly in our faces. All right, y'all. But let me know what you think about this one. Join the conversation. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. Let's talk about how Elon Musk has infiltrated our government and has access to all of our information. All right, so there's a couple of things going on. Elon Musk access to treasury payment systems is raising alarms. Here's what to know. And also, Judge I's short-term block on Musk allies' ability to share treasury records outside the department. So let's get into this one first. This is from Politico. A federal judge said Wednesday she's prepared to issue an order that would temporarily block two of Elon Musk's allies, now special employees of the Treasury Department, from sharing Treasury records with anyone outside of the department, including Musk himself. U.S. Department Judge Colleen Collar-Codley says she's leaning towards issuing the short-term block in response to a lawsuit brought by retirees and government employees fearful that Musk's so-called Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, is compromising Treasury payment system. That system manages billions of transactions, many of which contain sensitive financial data. At a hearing on the suit, Justice Department Attorney Bradley Humphreys said that two of Musk's DOGE allies, Thomas Kraus and Marco Elise, have been made special employees of the Treasury Department and given access to the massive payment system. But Humphreys said that to the Justice Department's knowledge, Kraus and Elise had not shared any data they reviewed with anyone outside of the Treasury, including Musk and the other White House officials. He said Musk's role at DOGE was to set high-level policy goals to root out waste in government while dispatching allies to agencies to carry out those efforts. Collar-Codley says she intends to issue the short-term block Wednesday evening in hopes of maintaining the status quo while she considers the lawsuit's broader request. A court order blocking the DOGE efforts altogether until there are guarantees that they conform with privacy protections, the tax code, and other records-related laws and rules. The judge, a Bill Clinton appointee, is awaiting word from the Justice Department about whether the government opposes the short-term block. The action in Collar-Codley's court followed movement in another Musk-related lawsuit brought by the federal employees concerned that DOGE's effort to compile a government-wide email system could compromise personal data of millions of federal employees. The lawsuit brought by two anonymous employees of the Office of Personnel Management drew a response from the agency Wednesday. A privacy impact analysis by agency CIO Greg Hogan found the risk to employee data would be minimal. A hearing in the lawsuit is set for Thursday morning. I told you there's a whole lot of lawsuits. I feel like, all of these lawsuits are just to keep these people busy and these judges busy. The analysis responds to concerns raised by the anonymous employees that Musk and his top allies have been using private email servers to collect sensitive information about federal workers in violation of privacy laws. The employees had asked the court for an emergency order requiring OPM to conduct a privacy analysis. They are also seeking other measures to protect employee data. Musk's allies set up the government-wide email system to help facilitate an effort to push many federal employees to accept a deferred resignation, an offer to wind down their jobs while continuing to receive pay for several months. As part of President Donald Trump's effort to thin the ranks of the federal workforce, the program itself has drawn legal challenges as well. Justice Department attorneys representing OPM say the new privacy analysis renders the lawsuit moot. And they say blocking the government from using its government-wide email system would significantly damage government operations. Now let's get back to this one from Money Watch. Elon Musk access to treasury payment system is raising alarm. Here's what to know. With Elon Musk DOGE gaining control of the Treasury Department's payment system, consumer advocates and Democratic lawmakers are raising alarms about the group's access to the federal government's financial spigot, as well as sensitive data such as Social Security numbers of most taxpayers. DOGE, a Trump administration made-up task force assigned to find ways to reduce federal spending, now has access to a Treasury unit called the Bureau of Fiscal Service, which disperses trillions in payments each year, including Social Security checks and federal salaries, according to the AP. Musk's access to the payment system is raising concerns as it comes just days after the White House ordered a broad freeze on federal grants and loans, causing confusion within the federal assistance programs at nonprofits and among Americans receiving government aid. That day, state Medicaid programs said they were locked out of the Department of Health and Human Services system used to track and disperse money. What are the concerns? While the White House later rescinded the memo and a judge halted the freeze, DOGE's control of the Treasury payment system raises questions about the Trump administration's ability to halt the flow of federal funds for programs including Medicare and Social Security. It is also causing concerns about DOGE's access to the personal and financial information of most taxpayers. There's no community of Americans that this system does not touch. And so I think the concern is that access to this system, including personally identifiable information, has been ceded to the president's billionaire friend for reasons that are passing understanding. Donald K. Sherman, Executive Director and Chief Counsel of the watchdog group Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington, told CBS Money Watch. There are quite real risks that DOGE could potentially undermine that system and threaten millions of Americans from getting payments that are due. Musk's access to the Treasury payment system has sparked concern from Democratic lawmakers, including Senators Elizabeth Warren and Ron Wyden, while a lawsuit was filed on Monday alleging unlawful, ongoing, systematic, and continuous disclosure of personal and financial information to Musk and DOGE. The lawsuit, filed by two unions and the Alliance for Retired Americans, named U.S. Secretary Scott Bessent and the Treasury as defendants. Controlling the system could allow the Trump administration to unilaterally and illegally cut off payments for millions of Americans, putting at risk the financial security of families and businesses based on political favoritism or the whims of Mr. Musk and those on his team who have worked their way inside, said Senator Elizabeth Warren, a Democrat from Massachusetts, in a February 2nd letter to Bessent. The letter stated that Tom Krause, a member of Musk's DOGE team who has been brought in as a Treasury Department employee, will have read-only access to the coded data of the fiscal services payment systems as part of an operational efficiency assessment. This is similar to the kind of access that the Treasury provides to individuals reviewing Treasury systems, such as auditors, and that follows practices associated with protecting the integrity of the systems and business processes. The letter read, describing Krause as a longtime technology executive. Here's what to know about the Bureau of Fiscal Service. What is the Bureau of Fiscal Service? The Treasury has long been the federal government's checkbook, tasked with handling payments for individual agencies based on funds appropriated by Congress. Its systems control the flow of over 6 trillion dollars in payments to American families, businesses, and other recipients each year. The Treasury Department's Bureau of Fiscal Service handles most of those payments. About 90 cents of every dollar in federal payments are sent through the little known division. In fiscal year 2023, the unit dispersed nearly 1.3 billion payments, totaling $5.4 trillion, according to the agency. Almost 97% of the payments were made electronically, and all were made on time, it noted. How did DOGE get control of the payment system? The executive order signed by Trump that created DOGE directed all agencies to make sure it was given full and prompt access to all unclassified agency records, software systems, and IT systems. DOGE itself is not a federal department. So this made up department has access because he has allies that have gotten in, and I know that they are doing something. And like I said, all of this other stuff is distraction while Elon Musk is allowed to do whatever he's doing, collect whatever information he wants to collect, and I don't know, fire who he wants to fire, make sure that people don't get paid. Whatever he wants to do, they are doing. Anyway, join the conversation. Let me know what you think about this. Please share this information. If you're a content creator, make your own content on this. Don't forget to like, comment, and share, and give me a follow if you made it this.
I told you. What did I tell you? Didn't I tell you? 'Cause I told you. And when did I tell you? A long time ago. And what did I say will happen when I told you? Exactly what just happened.